Today I have a special guest here with me. Luca Maras is one of the developers of Send Blaster, a historic software for email marketing that has won multiple awards worldwide. Today, he is one of the co-founders of Email Chef and Turbo SMTP and specializes in deliverability, that is, the art of ensuring that the emails we all send every day reach their destination. And today I want to talk to him specifically about how to continue ensuring that our email marketing campaigns reach their destination. But first, I want to invite you to subscribe to this channel where we talk about how to leverage email marketing to reach more potential customers and sell more. Therefore, important changes are coming for anyone involved in email marketing. Google has indeed announced that starting from February 2024, anyone sending over 5,000 messages per day and having Gmail contacts in their address book, which means everyone, will need to authenticate SPF, DKIM, and DMARC records in order to improve email security and combat spam. Yahoo is also introducing similar requirements, and the goal is always the same: to make email communication more secure, user-friendly, and free of spam. Hello.
Hello, Alexandra.
Let's start with ABC. Can you tell us a bit about what awaits us? In this context, what do we need to know?
Certainly the most important thing to know is that Google and also Yahoo, as well as all other providers that follow, are requiring that email management, both for marketing and transactional emails, be done professionally. This means that the best practices, which until now were essentially just recommendations, must be genuinely followed. Until now, one could expect to achieve good results, even if not all of these best practices were properly adhered to. Starting from February 2024, following these professional management guidelines or best practices will effectively become mandatory, not by law of course, but because if they are not followed, emails will no longer reach their destination.
Let's start with the domains. What do we need to do? How can we adapt?
First of all, you need to have a registered domain. Let's not take this for granted, so if you don't have one, you need to acquire a domain. This domain must have associated email addresses. Therefore, it is no longer possible to send from, for example, Gmail. You can no longer send from a Gmail address, a Yahoo address, or any address that does not correspond to the domain. The address from which you send must correspond to the domain where our business, so to speak, is hosted. The domain must be authenticated and certified, meaning that the three records must be inserted to ensure that the email traffic genuinely originates from the domain in question, specifically the SPF record, the DKIM record, and the DMARC record. The SPF record serves to indicate to Google or the recipient's email provider which third-party services are authorized to send emails on behalf of the company that is doing email marketing. For example, if the company uses MailShelf and Turbo SMTP, these two services must be included in the SPF record. The DKIM record contains the public key that allows verification that the messages have been digitally signed and that the content of the message has not been altered. The EMAC record tells Google, Yahoo, and other companies that receive our emails what to do with emails that do not pass certification with DKIM and SPF. So they must accept them the same way. They must send them to the spam folder, or they must reject them entirely. In the DMARC record, we also provide Gmail with an email address to which reports will be sent, meaning Gmail will inform us that we receive these types of email flows from your domain. Some of these pass certification, while others are problematic, and so on. This way, we can monitor what is actually happening. Adding SPF, DKIM, and DMARC is a very simple task, because the email delivery service providers tell you what to include in this domain. However, it is still an operation that needs to be done. Of course, those who use Email Chef are assisted even in this last step that requires direct intervention. It is done in real time with our support.
Another question relates specifically to spam. Reports of spam and the ease with which users can unsubscribe from the list.
So Google is imposing that emails must always include a mechanism for the automatic removal of users. This applies both to email marketing and to transactional emails. Therefore, it is important that unsubscribe mechanisms, meaning I no longer want to receive the newsletter, must be present in all mass-mailed emails, so to speak. Another important thing is, of course, that these unsubscribe mechanisms are actually respected. So, if a user clicks on unsubscribe and then receives another message the next day, there is a real alarm because Google knows they clicked on unsubscribe. If more emails arrive after that, it becomes a bit of a problem. Some spam reports are inevitable, even in the cleanest traffic, because there are users who simply either do not unsubscribe or may not even remember signing up. So, they report it as spam. However, statistically, it is normal to have a certain rate of spam reports. If the spam reports exceed this rate, then there is an alert, and Google explicitly tells us that we must stay below a certain threshold. Therefore, even in transactional emails, it becomes essential to have the ability to consult the delivery statistics of the emails. So, this is a very important aspect. So, absolutely, allow users to unsubscribe and constantly monitor the spam complaint rate.
And what does all this mean now for those in event marketing? I think it represents a seismic shift in management.
So yes, it is an earthquake, but definitely a positive earthquake. As a specialist in the field, I believe that the attempt by we are talking about important players in this sector like Google, Yahoo, etc., encouraging users to manage these activities professionally, which definitely benefits them because it makes it easier for them to actually catch real spam. However, on the other hand, it will allow senders, if they send correctly, to have a higher deliverability, but above all, it will start to educate them on the techniques that are important for their business to know.
One important thing to say in these situations when there are these changes is to adopt them immediately, not to wait too long, because in my opinion, there is an opportunity now, at the beginning, where obviously there are people who will act and will do so right away, while the majority will probably postpone it until the last minute. And so, this spiral opens up in which it is possible to create a competitive advantage. Therefore, even if you are not currently sending 5,000 emails a day, it is still a good idea to adapt right away. Also, because in the future it is very likely that these rules and requirements will become increasingly stringent, and waiting too long really means, in a way, missing the train.
It's true. I completely agree. It's an opportunity, as we said, so it should be seen as an opportunity, not just as something extra that needs to be done. Email Shepherd allows us to monitor spam. It is designed to ensure that emails are compliant with Google's technical requirements, meaning they have unsubscribe links and so on. And we manage DKIM, which are the digital signatures, we manage SPF records, and so on. So, by using a service like Email Chef, the problem is already solved at the source. Customers who are already using Email Chef do not have to worry about anything.
In case they have any doubts, questions, or want to verify various things. Customer service.
Absolutely. We are very good at that, so we are at your disposal.
Thank you, Luca. Of course, all these things we have discussed, we have prepared a detailed page with all the guides, tutorials, instructions, and resources that help not only to implement these practices for those who may not yet be using Email Chef, but it is also possible to draw from a series of resources we have created specifically to assist in not only meeting the minimum requirements set by Google at this time, but also to make that additional step forward, to improve the subject of the email, to enhance the way emails are written, to better understand the audience, and many other things that we also share here on this channel. So, thank you for your attention. Thank you, Luca. And, of course, subscribe to this channel so you don't miss the other videos we publish every week. See you soon.